ASMR video. Now, in today's video, I'll be going through some of my Superman collection. This first part will be some figures. Now, I do have a lot more figures than this, but I don't want the video to be extremely long, so I'm going to do this first. Now, this is a statue of not Superman, but something I count as part of my Superman collection. This is General Zod from Man of Steel. Now, I am not a fan of the Man of Steel movies, but I really like the design of the Kryptonian suits, and I really like Superman's suit in that movie. I think they did a really good job of making it feel very alien, which I like. I love the armor bits on the soldier look for Zod. I know he has that undersuit that's kind of more like Henry Cavill's Superman suit, but I really like this armor bit. And this statue is probably a good 12 inches tall. It is made out of really nice plastic, and the detail on it is really good. I really like the head sculpt. I think it looks just like the actor, and I really like the cape that is made out of this like fur type thing. Now, with this figure, I will now move on to the Man of Steel McFarlane figure that I have as well. Let me put this to the side. Okay. So, to start off, in that same vein, I have this McFarlane to Superman from Man of Steel. I think this one's from Batman vs. Superman. This one just came out recently. This is a very nice figure, a very nice looking figure. I like the cloth cape. It's got wires in it, but they're not very strong. So, I mean, they'll do what they want you to do, but I like the other figures that have stronger wires. The sculpt on this thing is pretty great, and that sculpt is lagging a little bit, but that's okay. You get the gist. I really like this figure. Alright, put that to the side. Alright, next up. Now, I know what you may be thinking. This is Batman. And, yeah, technically it is. This is Batman from the Elseworlds story, Speeding Bullets. Now, this Batman is actually Kal-El, Superman. In this storyline, the rocket that had landed from Krypton was not found in Kansas, but in Gotham. And the Waynes had just lost their son, Bruce, in a shooting. So Bruce kind of took their place in this universe. But Clark, or I guess I think it's Clark in this universe, but I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've read this story. I believe that's what happened, or maybe they just didn't have Bruce at all, because I think they named him Bruce Wayne. But let me know in the comments if anybody else knows. But I think it is technically Clark Kent, but it's Bruce Wayne. So he grows up being Bruce Wayne, but he obviously has superpowers. And so he becomes Batman. And you can see his symbol is that nice crest, but instead of an S, it's a bat. I think this figure is really cool. I think the articulation on this one's really good. I like this body mold. And I like the face sculpt, or the cowl sculpt. I think it's cool that there's no mouth showing. And yeah, I think this is a great figure. Alright, on to the next one. This is Superman from the animated series, or the DCAU. This design started in Superman the Animated Series. And then went on to be in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, with some appearances in Batman the Animated Series as well. Or the new Batman, or the new Adventures of Batman, the Animated Series. Now this is one of McFarlane's first ever figures they made with the DC license. So, the head sculpt is not really all there. I mean, you get the gist of what it's trying to be. But as you can see, it's not the greatest head sculpt, and the hair kind of flops out of the middle, or flops out of the back. But I think the sculpt of the body is the best they could have gotten it, because it really does match how bulky and blocky he is in the shows. The cape is kind of small for a Superman. It only gets to about the back of his knees, when usually it goes down to the ankles. But that's okay. I still think it looks really good. It's plastic, so you're not gonna, or whatever this material is, so you're not gonna get a whole lot of movement out of it. Put it to the side. Alright. Now going for a smaller scale, but still the McFarlane license. This is the Super Friends Superman. From their, I think this is 4-inch line, I'm pretty sure. But this is like their Super Friends line. They have a lot of classic Super Friends designs in that line. And they also have like the Adam West Batman line, which is the same scale. Now this Superman, it looks like an outfit they just kind of put together, and the symbol, it's not connected anywhere. It looks like maybe they just encased it with this and then slapped the S in there and didn't connect it to the outsides. But it's still a pretty classic Superman to suit. I like the symbol on the back. I love my Superman designs to have the yellow symbol on the back. So yeah, I like the head sculpt on this one. Obviously you don't get a lot of movement out of these smaller figures. You get some single jointed knees and elbows, but you get no ab crunch, you get no thigh movement, you get no boot swivel or bicep swivels or anything like that. But it's still a nice line to collect. So I'll put him over there. Now going to a pop, because I threw a couple pops in here. This is the first appearance of Superman pop. So this is as classic as it gets. You get that nice smiling with the eyes closed gesture that he always did back in the 30s. He never really had his eyes open. They were always closed and he was smiling. I like how pops sound when you rub them, especially with the gloves. Get closer to the mic with that. So yeah, this pop is cel shaded to an extent. It's got the shading, and I really like that symbol, even though it is very classic. It's just a shield with an S on it. And Superman, when he was first made, was made to look more like a strongman from like a circus. So he got the strongman boots. Still has that curl though. And the cape does not have a yellow S on the back, but that's okay. So that is that pop. I'll put him under here. Alright. Okay. So I have this next. Which, obviously this is not a Superman action figure, but this does go along with the classic first appearance Superman. This is the car that he is holding up in the cover of the first Action Comics. So if you can, like, grab it back, if you can envision it, just imagine holding the car up like that. Actually, I think he's holding it by the back, but I could be wrong. So yeah, that is the car that he is holding in that first cover on the first issue of Action Comics. And this is a Hot Wheels, and I found this at Hobby Lobby. So if you're interested in that, I think they sell them at Hobby Lobby. Alright, next. Now this is technically not Superman. A lot of these aren't Superman. But this is Bizarro. I talked about it on my last video. This is the rebirth design of Bizarro. And if you don't know, Bizarro is a failed clone of Superman. So I count him in my Superman collection. And for the most part of his early years, he believes that he is Superman. And then he starts to believe that he is his own person, Bizarro. But yeah, he is gray with some cracks in his skin because his DNA is unstable. And he is very messed up, mentally and physically. He has freeze vision and heat breath, and he can be hurt by blue kryptonite instead of green. What else? He speaks backwards, so he'll say, kind of like a Yoda thing, he'll be like, me am Bizarro, me am kill you, but he actually means to help you, or to save you. So if he says, me am save you, he's gonna hurt you. And so everything he says is the opposite. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. I like this more than the rebirth design of Superman. I don't know why. I really like Bizarro's design. I think it's cool with the backwards S. So yeah, he's got his tape. His cape is all tattered up. Alright. Here's another pop. This is Black as Night Superman. So this Superman has a Black Lantern ring. I don't know if you can see it right there. But he is dead and was brought back to life. Well, I guess brought back to life by the Black Lantern ring. I believe this is the Superman of Earth 2. Now he's like a zombie. He's all messed up. He's got no nose. His teeth and his jaw is broken. His skin is all decayed. But he's in this really cool flying pose. And I also have a McFarlane figure of this design, but I did not include it in this video. It'll be in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can see the next part to this video, because I'm going to have multiple parts, because my collection is pretty big. So that is Blackest Night Superman. Oh, yeah, you probably don't want a kiss from that guy. So, this is Superboy, Connor Kent, or Con-El. Now, I have altered this figure slightly. It did not come with this jacket, and I do need to clean it up a little bit, because it's kind of tattered on the collar. But I added the jacket, so it looks like he's actually wearing the leather jacket. I do need to find some shades to put on there, but I think they have another figure that has the shades and the jacket. So maybe I'll just have to get that one. But this is Superboy, who is the clone of Superman and Lex Luthor. So he's got two dads, and one of them is Superman's worst enemy. Now Superboy has some other designs. The first ever Superboy was Clark Kent. Back in the early days of Superman, he was Superboy in Smallville. And he passed this mantle off to Connor. Or I guess it was forcefully given to Connor. Because after Superman died, and the death of Superman, there was the reign of the Supermen, which were four Superman-related characters trying to take up the mantle of Superman and be the city's main protector. There was Superboy, obviously. There was the Eradicator. There was Steel. And then there was Cyborg Superman. So Steel was John Henry Irons, who was Superman's friend. And he basically is like Iron Man. He has this suit that gives him the powers of Superman, like flight and super strength. And he has a hammer that he slings around, kind of like the old folk tale of John Henry. So yeah, that's Superboy. Now, along that same vein, this is Superman from the Return of Superman. This is after he is back from being dead. He has this solar suit that he got from, I believe it's Krypton. I believe that he visited, or he went back to Krypton, or he was put into a Krypton-based healing, like, tube or cell. And this is the suit that was given to him. He's got a little knife right there. And he has a couple guns that came with him, but I don't like to display him with guns. Now, he came back and did not have any powers for a little bit because his body had not sucked up enough yellow sun energy. And the black suit, it's like black sucks in the most UV rays out of any other color, so that's why his suit's black. So yeah, this was him when he came back. I like that head sculpt. I like the symbol. It's very cool. I like how big it is on his chest. Nothing too much going on in the back. But yeah, that's the Return of Superman suit, or the solar suit. What else we got? Here we go, here's a funny one. This is Knuckles from Sonic. Now, DC and Sonic just had a collab in the comics. And Knuckles and Superman were paired up. So I have the figure that goes along with them, but I'll probably wait till the next video to show them. See, that's Knuckles in kind of a rebirth Superman suit. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like the boots. I like the gloves. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, Knuckles. Here's another funny one. I found this, I believe, at Dollar Tree. And it is Super Duck. So it's just a rubber ducky. Once you play with the bath. And it's Superman themed. And I'm kind of addicted to Superman. Not that you could tell or anything. But I just picked him up because I thought it was a nice add to the collection. So yeah. Super Duck. Quack quack. Alright. Here we go. I'll do this one next. So this is Superman of this is Superman is a little bit older. You can see the gray on his hair. Yeah. And this is from an older toy line, so you're not going to get as much articulation as you would get out of a McFarlane. But it comes with a little stand. Crisis on Infinite Earths. And you can just put them on there. If I can do it. I might be done. There we go. So it just pops right on there. They can stand. The cape has the yellow S, which I like. And I like the sculpt. I think it's cool. See? There's that one. That is a bit of a rarer figure, I believe. Alright, here we go. This is Christopher Reeve Superman. My favorite Superman. He is holding the crystal from the Fortress of Solitude. And this suit is as classic as you can get. It is that baby blue with the huge logo on the chest, the cape with the logo on the back, the boots. I think this is the best Superman suit ever made. I really like, I don't know if I like the head sculpt that much. It doesn't really look like Christopher Reeve. But, it's okay. You can give McFarlane a lot of things, but you can't give him head sculpts. They never really do them right. Especially on live action figures. But yeah, I bought the deluxe edition of this figure. That's why it came with this hand pose with the crystal. That's how I keep him posed in my collection, is holding the crystal like this. Kind of pondering it. So yeah. There is Christopher Reeve Superman. Alright, we're getting to the end. We only have 2 more figures after this. This is a little Playmates Superman. Well, I think it's a Funko, actually. I think it's made by Funko, but it kind of looks like Playmates, like that old Lego type thing. And it's just cute little Christopher Reeve Superman. It's got the symbol on the back. Again, this is as classic as it gets. It's my favorite Superman suit. Cute little kind of Adventure Time face. There you go. Here's an even smaller one. This is a Lego minifigure of Superman. Now, I don't think you can get this one in any sets, because I think the head is from some different stuff. I got it at a Lego store, so I don't know if it's fully, I know it's an official Lego, but I don't think the head is part of the original body. So yeah. But, I was gonna say, I pick up anything that's Superman related. So there he is. Alright, on to our last figure of the day. This is Supergirl from Crisis on Infinite Earths. I believe this is Earth 2 Supergirl as well. To go alongside Earth 2 Superman. Now, this is where you get the cover from the from the most famous issue of Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Superman is holding Supergirl. I really like this suit. I like how the symbol connects all the way across the chest and onto the shoulders. I think it's a nice sculpt. I think the hair is very, very 80s. It's very cool. But yeah. Are you guys excited to see the new Supergirl movie? Because I very much am. Because it has Lobo. And it's based off of one of my favorite Supergirl stories, The Woman of Tomorrow. But yeah. This one even has a symbol on the back. So, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something. I'll be posting a couple more videos, maybe this week, maybe closer to next week, going more into this collection, and I'll probably do a Batman video as well, with some Batman props that I have, some life-size ones. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. My name is Bonnie, and I hope you're not having a great day. I hope you're having a spectacular day. Thank you so much. Bye.